So with Studio 1.3, to be able to get Maschine Mk3 sounds into here, routed into channels so we can get individual sound in and then be able to hear them, is quite a, at this point, as far as I can find, a multi-step process to do this. And it's been quite a few hours, and I may not be doing this correctly because I'm just a beginner and just starting out with this stuff. This is for my own notes as well as anyone else out there who might want to be helped by this. So basically what I found out I had to do is go in and into options and create a new external device and create some pads. So you go in and you go add, you go create a new instrument, you call it native instruments, Maschine pads, and then you go receive from the, I'll show you. So when you go into them, you go receive from the MIDI control and send to, you leave MIDI on 1, you select the MIDI clock, start and time code, tick them all and click on OK. I'll just click cancel because I've already done it. And basically I've got the complete S61 as well, which runs with complete control software inside of Studio 1.3, and it's much easier because you just drag over here a version of complete control into if I just go, you can just drag complete control into there and use it, and it will just record direct. When you hit record, it basically works beautifully, so it's a lot easier. But with this setup for the keyboard, once again you have to go into add, and you go add a new keyboard, and then you call it native instruments. Well, I call mine foolishly complete S61, and then you name it, device name complete S61, all your MIDI channels, leave everything else unticked, and just receive from control, if I just get that up, control 1, and that will work beautifully. So we go out of there, but to get Maschine Mk3 to work, you have to go in and put this software in like you would with complete control. And if you've got your keyboard, your S61 or your S49 or one of your contact compatible keyboards turned on, or even an external keyboard, it doesn't have to be contact driven, it will run it as well. So over here, once that opens up, you're set up, you've got your sounds and everything in Maschine, and if just say you want to put in a drum or just something that's not going to be annoying, just say a kick of, just say that into sound 1. You can hear it on the pad. If you've got pads from 1 to 16, the bottom left one is number 1. You can hear the pad on there, and on the keyboards, it doesn't matter what key, it's just all there. It's just one sound. But as far when you go up the keyboard, it gets a higher note. But we're looking at Maschine, so what we need to do to get this sound, I'm tapping on that now, is here's what we need to do. We need to click on this little button here. We need to go to input, and we need to click source. We leave that audio free, you leave it on none. You go MIDI, host, so the source is host under MIDI, and it's channel 1. Then you go to output, and you go the audio, it's not group, it's I turn it to external 1. You can leave that off, and I go host and channel 1, and that's the first step. And then you want to make sure on the output up here, if I can click on this little button, and that's like an output. If I scroll over it, it says outputs. You want to make sure that's ticked for, so 1 Maschine out 1, channel 1 is selected, and over in here it's still not getting, I'll move that out of the way, still not getting the signal. So it's routed correctly, but down below, I didn't know you could actually scroll down, and there's a couple more little areas here you can actually use. So to get a signal in, because if you click on it, you can see the signal here. It's coming in, you think, okay, I can hit record, but nothing will happen. If you hit record, there's no signal coming in on this little, if I hit my keyboard, see my keypad is working, it's picking it up. But in here, what you need to do, and this is where the Maschine pads come in handy, you click there, you click Maschine pads, all inputs is no good, you need to go, that's annoying, that, I don't know why that's, you go Maschine 2, channel 1, now you're getting some sound. So you go, alright, I'm going to click the metronome on, I'm going to record some sounds.
Should have been done before. It is more dangerous now, but we have no choice. At present, transplantation is the only...
That was a bad example. But anyway, there's your sound. But when you go to play it back, hit your space bar to go play. You go, where's the sound gone to? Okay, so what you need to do to get your sound coming out, it's a bit of a hassle, this. You need to go back to all inputs. Still no sound. You need to then go... I don't know why that's doing that. I've had this machine running for a while, and the memory has been eaten up. Go back to none, machine 2, I think. And then you should get sound. So you run it back to machine, channel 1, all inputs, and there's your sound there. So if you want to create a second, say a snare and some cymbals, you just keep going down the list. So let's do one more, a couple more to get the hang of this. So you go sound 2, the button on the machine, control number 2 in the bottom left, the one to the right of that this little button here, see it's lit up. Basically, so that will light up saying that that's the one we're going to allocate a sound to. Let's put a snare on there. Something that's not, just say I want a rim sound. Alright, something nice. What about that's a nice snare in. Drag that into sound 2. That loads up. Now you can hear it. Alright, so the same thing applies. And you've got the top one to copy off now. So you can say the source would be host and channel 2. So you go host and channel 2. And then you go output. Audio I don't think we touched before. No, we didn't. Okay. Then you go output. It's host and channel 2. Host, channel 2, it's already assigned. Auxiliary, I don't think we touched, no. Group, that was external 2, so you don't want it to be group, you want it to be external 2. Then you go up here, don't forget to assign your outputs. If I go and tick that one, click out there, come back in, and then we've done that routing. I just right click in here, and I go duplicate track, and that will duplicate that track, and you go channel 2, and you want to be able to record. That's annoying, that. You say from the pads you want it to be machine 2, and then okay, it's still not working. Alright, so you think, okay, what's going on here? 1, 2, channel 2. So we're hitting channel 1, so we want it to be channel 2. So there's always a logical step of things to go through if you're not getting it to work. Now, this machine's got ghosts in it, I'm sure of it. Right. Just want to get you to... come on. Channel... there we are, channel 2. There you go, there's channel 2 finally. So you got your sounds coming out up the top. You got your okay. It's all running, so then you can go back and you say, alright, let's make some sounds. And you go. And bang, and you engage your sounds. Then you want to set it back so you can hear it. So you go machine 2 and all inputs. Now be careful, if you select machine 2 and you want to make sure it's channel 2 that's coming out there. So you got them all running, so just make sure. It's a bit of mucking around, but that's the only way I can see to make these work, to be routed. Once they're in, they're done. Then you can start editing the MIDI, because you can do your different MIDI things. And you can also change your sounds. If you want to make that second snare a different sound, like we got this sound, if you want to make it sound like that, you just go, okay, just change it. And then You got your different sound in there. So you just use Maschine software to change the sounds once you've got them routed correctly. Bit of mucking around, but once they're done, they're in, they're routed. So basically then it's just rinse and repeat with this routing and adding in each channel down to 16 for your whole 16 pads as you go across, and you're good to go. And then move it back to Maschine, all inputs, and channel 3, 4, 5, 6, all the corresponding numbers, and away you go. I hope this helps someone out there, and it's certainly taken me a good few hours to get there. But anyway, that's how I set it up, and I've taken a few tutorials and then worked out the rest on how to make the sounds come out. But anyway, I hope this helps.